Hi everyone! I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes and see if anyone hops on. Make sure everybody can see me. All right, it looks like, hello Jalen. All right, I am going to get started so you guys don't have to wait. So my name is Shannon McGinnis and I am from Massachusetts, just north of Boston. I apologize for my dog. So I signed up for Synergens on January 4th of this year. I received a kit for Christmas, and after I got it, I tried it on Christmas Eve when I first received it, and I woke up the next day and it was still on, and I was absolutely addicted to the product. So I had reached out to the person that my boyfriend had got it from, who I knew from per sale pages before, and I reached out and I had asked to get a few more colors. So the way I was recruited, she had said, well, if you're gonna get a few more colors, would you be interested in signing up for the discount? And I was like, yeah, probably not, was not into signing up for anything. So she told me a little bit more about it, and I definitely love good deals, so I decided to join. Hi everyone! I see a lot of my girls hopping on. So I decided that I would sign up for the discount. I had zero intentions of signing up. So just to give you a little background on myself, I am a registered nurse and I'm also a real estate investor. I have a number of properties that I rent out, and I'm also a flipper, so I flip houses. And at the time I also was a reseller of purses, so I was very, very busy. I had no time to do anything else, zero intentions of wanting to sell anything. So I signed up just for the discount, and I had just posted a thing on Facebook saying, how great the product was, and I got a little bit of attention from it. So I was like, this is pretty cool. People had asked how to get it. I was gonna just pass them on to Fallon, but I'm like, you know what, I'll just order for the few people that initially wanted it. So in the meantime, Fallon had added me to all of the group pages, and as she was doing it, I was like, stop adding me to stuff. I am not interested in learning about this. I'm not interested in selling this. I was kind of like blinders on, don't want to know anything about it. I just want lipstick and that's it. So as I was going through my news feed, I am always on Facebook, so things are going through my feed, and I started looking at it more and more, and I'm like, wow, this stuff is kind of cool. And the more I learned about the product, the more I was like, this stuff is cool, and the business opportunity is really huge. So kind of at the same time, I have some sales coming in that at the time it wasn't really anything that I still considered doing the business for, and I was starting to read all the stuff on the pages. So I'm like, you know what, maybe if I reach out to some people, we'll see how this goes. I was very, very nervous. I had a really good per sale business, and I did not want to take away from that. So I was hesitant, and I think, more afraid of what people thought. I didn't want people to think differently about me because I was doing direct sales. I didn't want to be a salesperson. I'm not salesy at all. Hi guys. I'm a nurse, so was not into sales. I did purse sales because it was on Facebook. I could take a picture of a purse, I could post it on Facebook, and somebody either wanted it or they didn't. I didn't have to go out and try to sell anything to anyone. So I did do sales stuff before, but it was not this kind of sales where you had to interact with people. It was basically hey, is this purse still available? And I would say yes, and I would send him an invoice, and that was kind of the end of it. So this was so far out of my comfort zone, crazy outside my comfort zone. I am somebody who has had severe anxiety for many, many, many years, to the point that it was pretty debilitating at points of my life. I had struggled with depression for a long period of time. There were points where I didn't really even leave my house. So like doing anything like this was like, hi, was really, really a huge stretch for me. So when I first started, thank you. So when I first started, I was just kind of like, I don't know, like dabbling with it. I still wasn't like fully vested in the business. I was still doing per stuff. So as I started going, I was selling, my sales were picking up. I was selling to a lot of people locally and like my friends on Facebook. I was just posting on my personal page. So sales started coming in, and I had 0 people on my team for the first month. I was a team of 1. So it was about a month in, and somebody had reached out to me, and they wanted to join me, and I was like floored. I was like so excited. I still was not like at the point that I was even doing it necessarily as a business, but this was kind of like the turning point for me. So I'm like, all right, I think I can do this. And having somebody on my team that I could mentor, it kind of started drawing things out of me that I didn't even think that I was capable of doing. And as I continued to, hi Liz. Yes, I do have a bad Mass accent. So as I continued to go, I just really stretched so far out of my comfort zone. I've done things that I never in a million years could have thought that I could have done. And this business is so much more than a lipstick business. I have become such a different person than I was 7 months ago when I started doing this. So let me tell you a little bit about how I recruit. So I would say my first tip is that if you have somebody that signs up for a discount, always add them to everything. Add them to everything. It's their choice if they want to leave the pages that you are adding them to, but you never know. People who join for the discount may end up, once they start to see how awesome the products are, how awesome the business is, and the opportunity that's there, they may change their mind. So always add everybody to all of the pages and then give them the option to leave if they want to do that. So when I first started to go, when I decided that, all right, I am gonna do this as a business, I started and I had like 0 clue what I was doing. If I can do this, anybody can do this. This is a girl from Massachusetts who is this is a really hard state to be in to do this. There's like all types of skeptical people. It's not the warm and fuzziest state to live in. So I have bad anxiety. I'm a nurse. I'm not a salesperson. I'm busy just like everybody else is. So really, if I can do this, you all can do it. It's just, you got to get in the right mindset. So I'm going to start, when I first started, I sat down and I made my list of people that I wanted to reach out to. And everything that I did, I kind of like learned from trial and error. So I'll tell you some of the things that I did that didn't work, and I'll tell you some things that I did that have worked and that I've kind of fine-tuned things as I've gone. So when I first started, if somebody asked me for info, I was like so excited that I got a message that would sound like this super long thing that was like so overwhelming, and I didn't end up converting a lot of those people because they're probably like, what in the heck is this girl talking about? So now I don't have a script. I don't believe in scripts. Hi, Christina. When I get a script from somebody in direct sales, I don't even read it. If I see some long message that comes through, I don't even open it. So I do not ever want to do that. So if I am going to reach out to somebody, I make it very personalized. I don't make it long. I do something just to open up a conversation, even if it's not about Senegence, just to get the conversation going. And then, you know, you can open up more with it, but I never try to do like info overload. And if somebody even reaches out to me, I try just to keep it simple, get the conversation going, and then you can always, once you have the conversation going, you can add more to it as you go. But keep it simple. And in the beginning, I reached out to a lot of people, and I used initially like the compilation videos of people. And what I didn't realize at the time is like I'm sending videos that were awesome videos, but it's like people wearing BlackBerry, people wearing lip art, and that isn't necessarily what people are going to be drawn to, because I think a lot of people are missing the fact of how awesome of a product was, and they're like, oh, well, I don't wear black lipstick, so that's not for me. No, that product's not for me. So I'm like, all right, I stopped doing that, and I initially got a lot of no's. But I know I haven't got to watch a lot of these videos today because I've been at work. But I know people have probably said, just because, you know, somebody says no now doesn't mean that they mean no forever. So you always want to be consistent and follow up with people. Even if they said no, things may have changed in their life. Their situation may have changed. So there's a lot of people on my team that initially said no, and then months later they reached back out to me and ended up joining my team. So one of the things, looking back to try to see, you know, what happened with those people, a lot of people initially when I reached out by Facebook and they said no, maybe because my message was too long or they didn't like the video. If people were close to me, I physically went to them and I brought them the product and I demoed and showed them how awesome the product was. So I basically let me just backtrack. I have a lot of businesses on my team. So these were mainly businesses that I reached out to. So I would, you know, just go to the business. If these are people that initially said no to me or I was having a hard time getting in touch with them, I would physically go to the business and ask to speak to the owner, the manager, somebody that had decision-making capabilities, and I would ask if they would have, you know, 5 minutes for me to show them a really awesome product that I think would benefit their business. So for the most part, a lot of people will give you that 5 minutes right then and there. There have been some times that they've asked me to come back at a later time, which is fine too. But after I've showed them like the colors on my hand and rubbing my hand, I haven't really gone to places where they've just shut me down altogether. So I would say if you have the opportunity to get this product in people's hands or for you to go and demo for them, I would highly recommend that you do that, because the demo is where like the magic is. Once people see how this product is different than anything else that's on the market, that's what's going to, you know, seal the deal. It's really hard when you're just showing colors or images for people to get how this is different than anything else. So it really, the power is in demo. So when I started, I would say like for 3 months, I had, I don't know, maybe 8 people in February that joined my team, and I was like so psyched. And hi, Megan. And then my team kind of slowly started to grow. But looking back, like my mindset was not there yet. There was something in my mind that maybe, I want to say like in May or June, there was something in my head that just like clicked. And I'm like, all right, I need to either like be 100% in, or I wasn't going to give it up, but I'm like, something in me needs to change. So I just had like a really a complete switch of the way that I did things. So like the me 6 months ago, if somebody said like, what do you do for work? If I haven't seen a friend in a while, I would have just said like, oh, I'm a nurse, or, you know, I just started flipping a house, or, you know, I wouldn't really even mention Senegence. I had that like, I was getting in my own way, and I had that like, I don't want people to think differently of me or negatively about me. So I didn't really mention it. I was just nervous about it. So I really had to stop caring what other people thought. And I started telling like anyone who had ears about Senegence. So if I saw somebody I hadn't seen in a long time and they asked me what I was up to, that's what I would lead with. I'd be like, out of true excitement though. So like I would say like, you will never guess. Like I found this most amazing product. I got it for Christmas and now I'm selling it and I absolutely love it. I've met the most amazing women. I have an awesome business. I earned a car allowance. I earned a trip to Costa Rica. Like seriously, like this is the best job. So now, like I love sharing with the company. I talk out of real excitement. So I think you need to get to a place yourself of real excitement. So whether that is from watching people's videos and learning more about the business, like if you're just getting started, like find out how awesome this business is. Use all of the products that you can, because these products are awesome. So you want to be able to share, like from your own heart, how awesome these things are, because I know people always like fear that they're going to come across salesy, but every time I tell somebody, they're like, you really love this stuff, don't you? And I'm like, yes, like I really love this stuff. And when I talk about it, I talk about it with excitement because I think it's awesome. So I feel like that's really when things started picking up for me, is when I had that, change in my mind. And yes, Megan, like I don't want to cry like in the middle of the video, but honestly, I don't know what I would do without some of the girls on my team. Like I have met the most amazing people from doing this. Like they are people who have drawn so much out of me and added so much to my life that I didn't even know was missing. So thank you. And also like even just being in like a team environment, like I talk to my girls on chat like if you see my phone's always in a dead position, because like I talk to my girls all the time. Like I love being in the leaders chat, and I like feed off of the excitement of other people who love this business. So surround yourself by people who love this business. Surround yourself by people who are going to support you, because that's how you are going to end up moving your business along, because you want to talk out of excitement and out of like a real place, because that's how people are going to want to join you. So all right, I have a tendency to get off track, so let me just look at my notes. All right, so I post a lot on my personal page, which I know a lot of people don't, but I am kind of atypical in the way that I've done some of this. I'm embarrassed to say this on camera, but I actually just started a Facebook sale page 7 months in. So I did everything that I was doing on my personal page, and I was really nervous to do that on my personal page and kind of see what people had to say. I don't know why I cared looking back, but now that I've been doing it and I've been sharing my journey, it's actually surprising to me that people are so supportive. I have had more interaction on my personal page since I started doing this than I ever have. Like I wasn't really a big poster on my personal page anyways before, but now when I post, like I have people that I haven't seen in 30 years messaging me, congratulating me or asking me about the business. So I made my personal page public so everybody can see it, which I know isn't a decision that everybody might make, but I chose to do that, and I am glad that I did, because I've had a lot of people that I don't even know message me about the business from following my journey. So I would say when you are posting, you want to post Senegence stuff and mix it in with your life. So I'm not posting like 1,000,001 things about Senegence, but like I incorporate my dogs into a lot of the stuff that I do. So if I take pictures, I don't have kids, so it's like my dogs and everything. So I would say, just be you and be genuine, and people are going to want to follow you because they're watching your journey. And that's one of the huge things that I love about my team, is I love watching all of their own personal journeys. Like I absolutely love it. I have some of the most amazing people that I've ever met on my team, and I love watching how they are growing and how yes, that's Lloyd and Dunn. They are Chihuahuas, and literally, they were just in here. I don't know what I would do without them. But all right, so I love watching my team's journey, and that has made this business like so much more than I ever bargained when I started doing this. So, all right. What else can I tell you about what I do? All right, so let me tell you a little bit more about how I recruit. So, I guess looking back, like I would sell stuff and then my follow through wasn't great. I would sell stuff and then it was, I don't know, that was just kind of it. If they wanted more, I was still like in the mentality of like, I'll post it and if they want more, they'll just ask for it. And that's not my mindset anymore. So now, when I sell something, I will, like a couple days after it's delivered, you always want to reach out and ask if they received it, if they've got to try it. The follow through is huge. I would say a majority of people that are on my team now from like this seminar year where my recruiting numbers have been up, they've been customers. So it's from having people who have ordered and I've followed up after and told them about the opportunity. So it's really great to follow up anyhow, even if you're not presenting the opportunity, because then it's going to give you the chance to see if they've liked it, and if they haven't liked it, you can find out why, because sometimes it's like they're not applying it correctly, or you never know. So it also gives you a chance to find out, you know, what might be going on so you can fix it rather than having them go and tell 20 people that they hate lip sense because they're applying it incorrectly. And then a lot of times when you reach out, they might say, yeah, I love it and I want to order more colors, and then you can have the conversation about the wholesale account or that kind of thing. And then also what I've done a lot lately too is if somebody's ordering and they outright say to me when they're ordering, like, I've used it before, I love it, this is like my 20th color, then I'll be like, wow, like, yeah, I know it's a slippery slope. Like, I started with 1 and now I have like 30. Like, I know how it is. And then I will incorporate in, like, yeah, I actually signed up just for the discount, and here I am 7 months later, and I have this amazing business where I work with some of the most amazing women that I've ever met. So sometimes I don't even wait until after they receive the product. Sometimes I will talk to them about it before I even ship it to them. Hi, Jody. So that is kind of what I've started doing recently with my sales. So those are probably the two biggest ways that I've recruited so far, is through sales and through businesses. So I'm either going to a business and recruiting the business, or I'm reaching out to people while they're selling. So I think it's also really important too that, you know, some people might say that they're interested in information, but they might have, you know, financial trouble getting started, or, you know, something else going on. So I think it's important too to be really creative and figure out ways to make things work. So if it's a financial situation for somebody, you might be able to have them start by doing like a Facebook party and then flipping the Facebook party and having it be their launch. Or I've gone to some businesses before where they're like, the product's really cool, but I don't really know if that would sell here. So one of the ways that I've done things in those situations is doing a pop-up. So I'll go and you can set your table up and do it for like 2, 3, 4 hours, and you can sell, and then they can see how amazing the product is and how much people love it. And then I've had a lot of businesses sign on that way, so they can firsthand see how amazing it is. So yes, so Megan is on my team. She is, we always say that we're each other's soul sister. So like Megan is like somebody who came into my life, and I feel like I've just known her forever. So anyways, we went to dinner like 2 weeks ago now, I guess, and had like our little lip sense meeting while we had dinner. And she sold 4 starter kits in like the 2 hours that we were at dinner. So all just from her opening her mouth. So literally, like I said earlier, if people have ears, tell them. Tell everybody about it. So like we walked in, the girl had like a bright red lip, and Megan is like, oh my God, you guys need to see this stuff. Come on over. She like calls the waitress over. There's people coming in the restaurant. She has them coming over. She's doing demos. Next thing you know, like every person that's walking in the restaurant is ordering a starter kit. So just tell people about it. The products are awesome. Once they see it, they're going to love it. But my big thing that I was missing in the beginning was opening my mouth because I was too nervous to do it. So the fact that I'm even able to talk on this camera right now is huge. The first video that I did for LipSense, no words came out of my mouth. That is how anxious I used to be, and that's how much I've grown just in the 7 months from doing this. So I was very anxious doing it. You know, everybody could see in the chat earlier, all the presenters knew how nervous I was, but this business has made me grow so much as a person. So I'm so thankful that I found this team of awesome, supportive, amazing people. All right. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is just how I have stayed on track. So I easily get distracted. I'll start one thing and next thing I know, like I don't even remember what I was doing and I'm doing something else. So I really need to like write things down to stay on track. So I have found it super helpful to use my planner for everything, even if it seems dumb what I'm writing down. But I'll write down my weekly goals and I write down my daily goals and I write down what I'm going to do to accomplish those things. And it has helped me tremendously to stay on track and to get where I am now. Like I'm a super self-motivated person anyways, so it's not like I needed like the motivation. It was more like my way of holding myself accountable. And for me, and I know like other people have probably said this too, but it's all just a wish until you write it down. And then, you know, it's you putting that plan into action and making it happen. So I have found my planner super helpful, and I watch as many videos as I possibly can. Like the Josh Coates video completely like opened my eyes. I felt like he was speaking to me. Like I am the person that opens Facebook to go and post something on my team page, and next thing I know, I'm scrolling through somebody's personal feed, like looking at their pictures of their dogs and watching funny animal videos. Like I'm a scatterbrain. So now like I catch myself when I'm doing it and I'm like, no, stay on track, get on to do what you're doing and get it done. So I think those are the main things that I wanted to talk about. If I can mention anything else, I would just say watch as many training videos as you possibly can, because everybody does this business differently. And when I watched these trainings in February, I was only like a month in. And I remember watching them and just being super, super inspired by everyone who presented. And I was, it was really amazing to see that everybody came from like a completely different place and did the business in a completely different way. This business is made for everyone. You just have to put the effort in and get yourself in the right mindset. So watch videos. You know, you're going to take bits and pieces from different people and you're going to figure out what works for you. And there are people that I've like taken a bit here and a bit there, and then I've tried one thing and it hasn't worked and I'll try something else. And sometimes something that worked 2 months ago isn't working now, and you just have to switch it up and try different things. So never stop learning. Learn as much as you can, watch as many different videos as you can, and just create what works for you. But just do not get discouraged, because there are so many times that I'm like, somebody said no and I just want to cry a little bit inside. But it's like, no, like you can't. You can't let it affect you. You can't let it hurt your feelings. They may change their mind down the road, and I have many teammates that have. But this isn't going to be for everyone to choose to do, and you just have to be okay with that. So just keep going. I have had people say, like, do you ever, people say no to you, or like, you're so lucky, or like, do people just like reach out, like fall at your feet, and like you're signing all these people up? Like, people don't realize that for every person that I post a welcome post for, I have had 100 people say no to me, and I just have to be okay with that now and just keep going. You just have to put your head down and keep going, or you're going to get so sidetracked and distracted that you're going to deter yourself from being awesome. So just do not get discouraged. Keep going. You guys can do this. Believe me. If I can do this, you all can do this. You just have to believe in yourself and surround yourself with awesome people, and anyone can do this business. All right. Dunn just wants to say hi to everyone. Say hi, buddy. All right, that was done. All right. Courtney is asking if you can reach out to me about businesses. Yes, you can. You can shoot me a message. Shoot me a private message. All right, well, I hope that this was helpful. I guess I can breathe a little easier now. I am so thankful to be part of this company and to be working with all of you, because this has truly, truly changed my life. And please don't let yourself get in your way of changing your own, because you guys can all do this. So I hope you have an awesome night, and I will see you guys later.